Saturday. Salvador, don't chase that kitty-o. Leave that kitty alone, Salvador. Dinor, quit chewing sticks. Dinor, give me that. No sticks. No chew. Salvador, go on. Holy smokes, man. The fuck is this going on here? Oh, it is Father's Day, huh? Cool. Oh, cool. Thank you, Coolman. Yeah, I think I'm behind, actually. I think I've got to... I don't know if I'm going to upload the flush one. It has nothing to do with your cut of it. It has to do with me not liking the content of it all that much. Like, your cut was good. But I took a look at the flush one, and I was just like, eh. Like, I'll keep it. Maybe I'll make a compilation of flushes and shit. But, I don't know. I'm not as enamored by that performance as other people are. Yeah, don't worry about it. One of these days, maybe. But I've only got 2 flushes now. If I had like 3 or 4 flushes, that'd make it for a good compilation. But you guys as of now have only earned, 2 flushes. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Cat, why are you eating moss? Why are these dogs and cats? All of you are carnivores. So why are you grazing on plant life? Why are you eating twigs? Why are you eating leaves? The moss makes them high? It does? Spanish moss? Since it's Father's Day, tell us about the most memorable fictional dads. I don't know. I didn't do my homework, man. I wasn't prepared for a Father's Day Highdeology. Wasn't prepared to think and talk fathers. Yeah, Homer, Peter Griffin, Who are some of the dads on like fucking what's his name? Danny Tanner. Yeah. Full House. Actually, there was like 3 dads on that show. There's Danny Tanner, and then there was Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey. They were all 3 co-parenting those children, so that's 3 dads. That's right, Goku's a dad, huh? Zeus. Zeus is a little bit jealous for a dad, isn't he? Like, isn't he... Shrek's a dad now? That's gross. Yeah, I'm not Shrek. Wasn't Odin a little less vengeful and scheming and Machiavellian than Zeus was? Wasn't Odin more like family-oriented? Not at all. I don't know much about Norse mythology, so couldn't tell you. Hey, Paul, I love that you stream so often. My father passed 2016. It sucks I can't talk to him. Also, can you shout out Kimberly Winters? She's my aunt and thinks you're more handsome than all of the DFFS. Yeah, just tell your aunt to hit me up. She don't need a shout out. She needs something else. It's okay. It's all right. Just send her to me. I'm a clinician. I'm a clinician. All she needed was some. 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 Scotty hottest. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think any of the dudes that I work with, like myself included, are all that good looking. So, you know, I'm not gay dude though. So what I think doesn't really matter. But I can usually recognize a good looking dude, and I wouldn't pick any of the three of us out of a lineup of good looking dudes. I guess I'd probably pick Scotty before. Hey, that's it. You're going inside. I'm done. Every time I turn my fucking head, you're doing something you're not supposed to do. Dinor, move back. Get back. Sal, go inside. No. Go inside, Sal. Sal, get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Had it with both of you. Skinny, come here. Alright. Well, I just don't want you drinking that fucking disgusting water. It's gonna go put you inside where there's some non-disgusting water. Come on. Shoot. Fucking assholes. You ever had any interest in taking a legitimate IQ test? Not really. I guess I would for a bit or something if we needed to, but I don't know. IQ seems, I don't know. Seems like something that you shouldn't spend much time pondering. Your poontang tirade reminded me of Sir Bronn from Game of Thrones when he says it's all about dick in the end. Yeah. Like Stern did with all his cast. What? I know what Stern did with his cast, but how's that relate? Lie detector tests worth anything. As hard evidence, no. As supporting circumstantial evidence, sure. If you've got somebody whose, you know, footprints are all over the crime scene and shit, and you've got a polygraph where you ask them, did you kill so-and-so, and they failed it, I think that's good supporting evidence. I don't think that you should be able to, you know, in fact, I don't think you can prosecute someone based on lie detector tests alone. I think they're just used as, like I said, supporting evidence for cases and stuff. What's the most personal thing you don't want to share with anyone at all, dude? I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later, bro. What's your favorite type of weather and scenery? Like cold weather, and I like the beach. Those things don't usually go together, but that's my preference. Cold weather, and scenery-wise, I like the ocean. So, I guess the ocean in winter would be my favoritist of all. Lie detectors aren't just about nervousness, though. Everybody's nervous when they sit down to take a lie detector. They're actually relatively, like, sophisticated in terms of, like, measuring body response and stuff. So it's not just nervousness. You're given control questions to, like, even out the nervousness. So they'll ask you questions like, is your name Paul? And I would say yes. And then they would note, you know, how my status changed. It's not the level of nervous that you are when you go into a lie detector test. It's how much more nervous you get when you lie. That's what they're measuring. So they ask you, like I said, the control questions. They're like, is your name Paul? Do you live at this address? Do you live in this state? Is your mother's name this? Do you work at this place? They'll just name a bunch of true things, or some obvious false ones. Do you have 3 heads? Are you from a different planet? They measure that out. They find out what your mean and your median are in terms of where you go when you tell the truth and how nervous you are in general. And then they start asking you questions where you have the opportunity to lie. On August the 4th, were you at this address? They suspect you were, you weren't, you say no. He looks at your test results, compares it against the control, marks it up, looks at the entirety of the test, and interprets that test based on how much more nervous you got when you were asked and answered certain questions. So you can easily beat it if you're a good liar. There are ways to beat the lie detector test. However, people that give them are usually pretty adept in stopping those things. For example, one of the ways to beat a lie detector test is to almost hyperventilate yourself. Like breathe really shallowly and really rapidly, but try and do it imperceptibly. So like, but you're sitting right next to the guy administering the test. He's going to see you doing that. Another way you can do it is to have like they say have a thumbtack in your shoe, and have it right underneath your big toe. And whenever a question, gets asked, just push your toe down on that tack and prick it. But once again, lie detector test operators know how to catch this stuff. So beating a lie detector test is something that you'd have to really train yourself to do. It's not just, you can't just walk in, you can't go on the internet and be like, how do I beat lie detector? And just do one of the things that they say to do. Just be calm. That doesn't work though. When people lie, there are measurable, or when untrained people lie, certainly there are probably people that have been trained in espionage and shit who can control those autonomic responses. But for the most part, when a normal person lies about something, it agitates you. You get nervous about being found out. There's a little hint of, even if you think you're just being super cool and even, your blood pressure, heart rate, electrical impulses, and all that shit are telling the story. Psychopaths with no conscience can lie and not feel anything. I don't know that that's true, but that may be one of the reasons why lie detectors aren't considered to be the end-all be-all. They're just, like I said, an investigative tool and used as supporting evidence in trials. Paul, can I suck your noodle? Hey, Paul, can I suck your noodle? Sure. You asked so nicely. Come on over and suck this noodle. I grilled a steak today. I thought about Grill Master Paul. What did you eat today? I haven't really eaten much today, to be honest with you. Isn't calling them lie detectors kind of misleading if it's just detecting nervous responses? Well, sure. I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily misleading. It's being used to do just that. To determine whether somebody is telling the truth or being deceptive. So maybe they should be called deception detectors. I don't know. I had an interesting noodle sucking offer just the other day. I'm sure you didn't. You should join my new wave band, Deception Detectors. That sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty goddamn good. I just got back from Comic-Con and Boba Fett was there and Chewie and Maul. Yep. My back's better. It's not fully better, but it's better. And no, I don't want any Quaaludes. Well, that's not true. I just don't want them from you. Please give yourself mutton chops. No. I had a dream that I fell asleep. So in my dream, right, I passed out on the couch, and when I woke up, I was shaved, and everybody was laughing. They had shaved me in my sleep. I dreamed that last night. It was not a fun dream. It was a nightmare. Total nightmare. Hey, did you see that shooter game you were talking about, Scotty? Ikaruga got a release on Switch. That's really cool, man. Yeah, I'd love to play Ikaruga again. Booerns. I haven't seen a Quaalude in ages. They don't make them anymore, I don't think. I don't think Quaaludes are manufactured anymore. Maybe they are somewhere shady. But I've literally never seen a Quaalude, so never like had the opportunity to purchase or try one. Never saw one at a party. Was never offered one by anybody. They haven't made Quaaludes in the U.S. since '83. Yeah, I get sleep paralysis once in a very long time. I haven't had it in years. So I've had it probably 5 times in my life. It's frightening. Sleeping pills are for suicide cases and people unable to go to bed. Don't take it recreationally. Yeah, I don't even know, like, what kind of... Do people take Ambien and shit recreationally? I had sleep paralysis one time when a neighbor had his truck warming up and the headlights were coming in my window and I thought aliens were coming to take me. Whoa. I don't take any medication at all right now. Paul, are you bothered by the knowledge that you're covered in dust mites and eating your skin? No, not really. As long as I can't see it, it's fine. I've had it quite a bit. Never had the hallucinations some people get with it, but it's fucking frightening, yeah. Mine are not always accompanied by the hypnagogic hallucinations or whatever, but they have been in the past, and those are freaky too. You can still get a Quaalude prescription in Canada. Cool. Well, what do you know? Canada's still doing lewds. I dream of death, I wake up dead, dude. Oh my god, the edge. The fucking edge, man. I dream of death, I wake up dead. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a great Marshall Manson song, by the way, Father. Yeah. Marshall's a genius, dude. Written, performed by Marshall. Only a genius could have written such a cool song. I dream of fat, I wake up Paul. I think you're dreaming right now. If you woke up me, your life would be so immeasurably like improved that it would have to be a dream. Definitely. I dream of pools, I wake up thin. Yeah. Wish I had a pool. Dun 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 dun. Stop scrolling the fucking chat. All right, George. All right, you're going to time the fuck out. Going in time out for trying to, like, what are you throwing your weight around in here, George? Did you forget this is a dictatorship? George can't stand you. Yeah. Yep. Talking to the mic, Costanza. Jorge Costanza, dude. Would you rather have Harvey Weinstein or Morgan Freeman sit on your face? I think Morgan Freeman's ass is probably cleaner than Harvey Weinstein's ass, so I'll take Morgan Freeman's ass. Something tells me that if we did like a surprise ass inspection on these dudes, like we caught them both, held them at gunpoint, we're like, ass inspection, motherfucker, spread your butt cheeks. I'd be willing to bet we'd get cleaner results off of Morgan Freeman than we would off of nasty fucking fat ass Harvey Weinstein. Dude, what are you saying Weinstein gets pegged, dude? No, Weinstein does the pegging. Take a look. I mean, say what you want about Harvey Weinstein, but you can't claim you know what I mean. You can't impugn the amount and quality of vagina that guy has weaseled his way into. You know, Weinstein's got some pussy. I don't see him as a dude getting pegged, dude. He's out there doing the pegging. New Podesta emails are out. Democrats' #1 tactic in media is to compare opponent to Hitler. That's everybody's #1 tactic. What, they needed a Podesta email to reveal that tactic? Didn't everybody use that tactic? What's that called? The fucking oh shit. There's like a fucking principle that's based around Godwin's Law. There it is, yeah. The longer a conversation on the internet gets, the chances of, you know, someone calling someone else Hitler or making a reference to Hitler, you know, eventually reaches 1. So, I don't know, dude. This these emails that are getting released and shit, like, anybody who's got a fucking brain in their head knew that the Democrats were up to some fucking shady shit. I think it's hilarious to think that the Republicans aren't. The gerrymandering fucking piece of shit Republican National Committee isn't involved in the same kind of underhanded fucking bullshit. But yeah, it's a pretty good tactic, I guess, psychologically, stepping back from the political aspects of it. Especially you got a dumb populace who knows very little about Hitler. You know, invoking Hitler when you're talking about someone, pretty good tactic. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that, I think, on the private Highdeology we did. You know, people forget that Hitler was a human being and that Nazi Germany was a country of human beings. I'm not going to talk about keto. There's nothing to talk about. If you want information on keto, search keto on Google and read the first few results you get. Angela Merkel is Hitler's secret daughter. Oh shit, dude. Is that true? What's Hitler backwards? Can somebody type Hitler backwards? I want to see what I want to sound it out. but I can't really do it in my brain. I need to see it. Dude, Relta. Relta. Relta the Magnificent. Dude, I think I just found my new last name. I think I'm dumping Parky. I think I'm going to be Paul Relta. Paul Relta. Nice to meet you. Alucard, yeah. I actually like Alucard, though. It's a pretty cool name. Talk about depressing stuff, Paul. Time out, motherfucker. Realty. God Emperor Realty. What's the coolest name you would have if you were an evil dictator? Generalissimo Pidel Gastro, dude. There you go. You gotta have a Generalissimo if you're gonna be a dictator. Like the dictators that don't go with Generalissimo, I just don't buy it. You gotta be Generalissimo something something, you know what I mean? That's the most important part. Paul Parkey murdered 50 people in the 70s. Shh. No, it'd have to be Paolo or something. I'd be Generalissimo Paolo Relte. As a dictator, Paul as a dictator would gas his own people daily, but with non-lethal fecal gas he collected. What, dude? Moppy Puppy? Come on, dude, rethink that, man. In fact, I'm gonna time you out just for that. 300 seconds just for that fucking abortive attempt at a comment, dude. You didn't like proofread that shit before you posted it? 300 seconds. Think about it. I do have a tattoo. I have a tattoo right here. Right here. Ooh, it is in desperate need of re-inking, and I want to add to it. But yes, I have a tattoo. You will see. What were you thinking? That I wanted a tattoo? Oh, God, that's a faggy tattoo. Yeah, I love tikis, dude. I got it when I was 22 years old. Hey, yeah. Tiki tattoo, tiki torch. I was 22 years old, and goddamn did I want a tattoo. So goddamn, I got one. Use beard oil every day. Every day. Other tattoo you want? I want to get this one re-inked, probably fixed a little bit, which, you know, is totally possible, especially because it's faded. It can be inked over pretty well. So I want to go to a tattoo artist that can look at this, design something around it. I like the concept of the design, but I want them to kind of re-ink it, recolor it, and then I want to get it extended a little bit. Like, I don't know, it's hard to, I'll just pull this up. So I want to get it extended a little bit up this way and get like a half sleeve or a, I don't know, at least a quarter, like a quarter sleeve here. Maybe one day, like, finish it out all the way, get it down onto my arm too, but for now, I just want to fucking get a Hatchet Man. Yeah, dude, I'll get one right here. I'll get the Hatchet Man to cover up my birthing scar so people won't call me splotchy all the time. I'll get him right here. Like right on the bridge of my nose, the hatchet man. God, dude. Mosquitoes. Look at that shit. It's so fucking creepy. Like when I get these, like this line of them right here, you guys probably won't be able to see it. On my thumb, there's like 3 of them. Bump, 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 right? And if you look at my hand, you can just see that they're all right along a blue vein that runs down my thumb. Right on it. Just like blink, blink, blink. So the little motherfucker that bit me was just like tapping into that same fucking vein over and over and over and over and over. So gross. All of these mosquito bites, like the ones that I get on my arms and hands, if I look, like look, I've got one on my fucking wrist. And look where it is. You can see it. Right there. Got 2 of them. Right on that vein. So gross. Fucking bugs can sense your veins. Oh yeah, I'm super pale and shit. So when I get these mosquito bites and stuff, and I scratch them in my sleep until they get scabs, like I'll have this one here will be a scar for a long time. These down here are scars from previous mosquito bites. This is a mosquito bite scar here. Meth hands. And my hands are pretty fucked up. Whatever. Track marks. Yeah, you caught me. You caught me. Like, isn't the point of shooting up in somewhere other than, like, your arm to hide the track marks? Isn't your hand a stupid place to shoot up if you're trying to hide shooting up? Oh, people usually, like, shoot up between their toes and shit to hide that shit. That's what I'd do. Ashley's putting cigarettes out on me. Yeah, dude. Shoot up into your eyeballs. I think that's possible. Knew a guy who would shoot up in his thigh and he got gangrene in both legs. Eesh. I knew a dude that would muscle it, like would shoot heroin and crank in, like he was bad at finding veins, so he would shoot it into the muscle on his arm and got a huge fucking abscess on his arm. He has a big scar there now. Still alive. Ever heard of mainlining? Isn't that just another word for IV drug use? Oh, in the neck, so it's in the jugular. Fuck, man. That's gotta be fucked up. You can use the same vein multiple times, but if you do, you eventually get a sore there from the repeated fucking, you know, that's why people get like track marks and shit. If you were a like every once in a while drug user or whatever the fuck, you probably wouldn't have many track marks to speak of because your body would have time to heal between uses. But when you're shooting every day and you've got, you know, a particular vein that is always good for you, so you tie off and you're always looking for that one, you're like, that one vein, you know, that one fucking vein that never fails to work. And you get it, keep shooting into the same spot over and over and over again. Eventually you get a sore there, but, you know, you might have trouble finding a vein elsewhere. So every once in a while you shoot back into that same spot, keep it infected, keep it all fucking inflamed and shit. It's just, it's fucked, man. Did you die if you snort heroin? No, people snort heroin all the time. Yeah, I'm not afraid of needles at all, but I would never do heroin anyway, because I just know that as soon as I did it once, it would be the end of me. I would be doing it for the rest of my life. I would be pursuing it for the rest of my life. I know well enough how the opiate rush feels when it's injected. Having been injected directly with fucking morphine into an IV, I know how that feels. The injection, the warmth that spreads from the injection site over your whole body, and then the immediate fucking euphoria. I would chase that until I killed myself. Never have I felt better than when I've been in the hospital and been administered IV morphine. Never. So yeah, that's why I've never done it. Yeah, I tried meth once when I was in high school. It was, yeah, basically like a 12-hour panic attack for me. It was horrible. I will never do it again. It was stupid of me to do it then. Why did you have to have morphine? I've had it twice. I had a morphine drip for my gynecomastia surgery when I was 11 or 12 and got that done. And I had a morphine shot administered to me when my gallbladder was about to explode. I went into the emergency room thinking I was dying. My gallbladder was inflamed and about to blow up inside of me, so they gave me a nice fat dose of morphine, and that pain and every other pain that I'd ever experienced melted away. All my mental problems were fixed. All my worries and cares were gone. I sat in the waiting room of the hospital waiting for a bed so that I could get x-rays, and had a great time in the waiting room of a hospital. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I would never ever do heroin, because I just know. Got loads of tramadol for my teeth once, abused the shit. Oh yeah. I got a prescription when I had my fucking pilonidal cystectomy. I was on a prescription of, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's like oxycodone or something. I don't know. It wasn't OxyContin, but it was an oxy drug. It was a huge horse pill that taking one of them put me on Planet X. I shit you not, dude. I would take one of these fucking horse pills and I would be on Planet motherfucking X for like, I don't know, fucking 12 hours. I mean, it was just retarded. Snorted fentanyl one time. I know exactly why people want it now that they're addicted. Yeah, I can't even imagine. That's such a dangerous drug to do, too. Fentanyl. Why did you have gyno, Paul? I had gynecomastia. You can go look it up. Oxycodone is synthetic morphine. Well, that would explain it. What caused it for me? I have no fucking clue. I mean, you can go look up the disease and see what causes it. It's partly probably genetic, partly because I'd started to get fat. It's like a hormonal thing. Like, I have no fucking clue. I wonder how crocodile feels. People are literally willing to do it knowing they're 99% gonna die. I mean, I don't know if the mortality rate of single-use crocodile is 99%, but I want to go into the jungle and do the ritual they have with the root that they make DMT with. Yeah. I want to do ayahuasca for sure. I definitely want to do it too. Like, I've made my mind up that I want to seek it out. I've heard that there are actually ayahuasca places in LA that you can go to and get the ceremony and shit. I don't know that I'll have time when I'm there this time, but it's definitely something I want to do. So, yep, definitely want to have that experience. Can't bring myself to experiment with drugs because one, I don't know how to get them, and two, I can't even control myself if I see a bar of chocolate in the fridge. Last thing I need is an addiction. It's probably smart. I'm not a fat guy, but I've had gynecomastia since I was in middle school. It sucks. It makes your nipples like balloons. Yeah, it does suck, dude. It sucks, but the surgery corrects it, so I've had the surgery. I bought this little baby mescaline cactus that I'm going to have my first trip on. Can't wait till my baby is all grown up. That's cool. Yeah, I'd like to do mescaline too. I'd like to try it one of these days. The medication I'm on can cause gynecomastia. Yeah, that sucks. I don't think mine had anything to do with medication. Is ayahuasca legal? I think it is. I think it's a protected religious practice. Yeah, so does ayahuasca. It makes you very sick. So, like, you get really, like, you take it, it's brewed, ayahuasca is delivered as a tea. So the tea is brewed, it tastes foul. You are made to, well, not made, you drink the whole, cup of tea that you're given, and then after about 5 minutes, you start throwing up violently, and everything in your stomach comes out. And then once you're done puking, the trip begins. I take 70 to 75 milligrams of DMT, and you will see a realm many people have seen, but all entirely in different ways. Whatever, dude. Let's not get into the DMT hole here. Let's not, dude. Let's not go down the DMT rabbit hole. Like, the people that have done DMT and evangelized for it are pretty much, like, making sure that I will never do DMT. What are you doing, bud? Huh? What are you up to? You find that skitty back there? You found him. You found him. You found your kitty. Where's your kitty? Zao took the DMT. I'll do my spirit animal as a blobfish, obviously. Definitely. No thought, no hesitation in answering that. It's a blobfish, man. I am blobfish kin. You look more like a mandrill than a blobfish. Okay. Well, whatever. Psychedelics are the superior drugs. Love you, Paul. Yes, that's true. It's true. I was playing League of Legends with this dude on my friends list, but realized he lived in my town. He brought me a bunch of weed for free. I love weed, man. The Mollusk is great. They've got a lot of great albums. Godween Satan is a great album. Chocolate and Cheese is a great album. The Pod is a fucking phenomenally great album. Yep, yep, yep. Quebec, great album. White Pepper, not my favorite, but still good. Remember you saying years ago that the most emotional film you've ever seen is Dear Zachary, but I'm willing to bet that Won't You Be My Neighbor will make you extremely emotional. What is it? Is it? Oh, it's the like the fucking uh, what's his name, Mr. Rogers? Yeah, shit, probably. I don't know if it'll hit me the same way that Dear Zachary did though. That fucking movie is something else again, man. Ween's my number one band of all time. Listened to them since I was 5 or 6. Yeah, man, they're pretty fucking awesome. Have you ever fallen down a flight of stairs? I don't think so. No. Never seen the Basket Case trilogy? No. Dear Zachary is gay, bro. Dude, that was the weakest fucking troll attempt. That was the weakest troll attempt ever. Are there any Ween songs like It's Gonna Be a Long Night? I really love how it sounds, and the speed is amazing. Yeah, like listen to Waving My Dick in the Wind from The Mollusk. It's got a similar frenetic energy to it. Um, Also, how about listen to Sketches of Winkle from the Pod? Both of those songs have that same kind of... Dude, Sketches of Winkle rocks so fucking hard. I wish I could put it on right now, dude. If you're sitting at your computer, go listen to Sketches of Winkle right now, dude. That fucking song rips so much ass. Oh, I love it. I'd love to cover that song. Yeah, cover it in gas and set it on fire is another good one. Dr. Rock is another good one from the Pod as well. I think they've done some covers of Dr. Rock. Falling down a crowded staircase can cause harm to others, but when Paul falls down a crowded staircase, his obesity ensures that there are no survivors. All right, Moppy Puppy. All right. All right. "46 and 2" is probably my... Well, I don't know if it's my favorite. My favorite is "Hooker with a Penis," but man, dude, it might be their best song overall. 46 and 2. Singing Straight Out of My Nose, a good song. Cool. You're right. It's great. I love it. Yep. Sketches of Winkle, Dr. Rock, uh, Don't Get Too Close to My Fantasy is another one that's really, really good. Mutilated Lips. Yeah, I mean, it's a great song, but it doesn't have that same energy to it. We're talking about their kind of like upbeat, punk-inspired shit. I was put on Xanax my senior year to treat my anxiety. It was horrible. All we did was make me feel drowsy and shitty. It made my anxiety worse too. Hey, it doesn't work for everybody, for sure. I've had Xanax as a prescription. The one that actually helped me most was Klonopin. I think it's because it's an extended release kind of thing. So I would take 2 Klonopin in the morning, and that would basically last me all day. It actually helped me a lot, but you can't be on Klonopin for a long time. It's habit forming. I've been on pretty much every major brand of antidepressant that you can name. Prozac I've been on. I've lost track. I've forgotten the names of them. It's all a blur. I've been on so many since I was 13. or 12. Right around that age is when I first was prescribed antidepressant medication. And I believe that my first prescription was indeed Prozac. I've been on Zoloft, I've been on Lexapro, I've been on fucking, what's that other one? There's one that's also used as like a smoking cessation, Wellbutrin. I've been on Effexor. I know I'm missing some. I've just been on them all. I've been on Lexapro, yes. I've never been on Latuda. Your first was Prozac? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Zoloft. I've never been on Invega. What's the brand name of fluoxetine? I think fluoxetine is just Prozac, isn't it? I might be wrong. Have you heard of the studies that say that regular cardio can be a better treatment for depression? Yes. I have read those studies, and I have found them to be true. When I have access to regular low-impact cardio, I feel way better about myself. When I was living back in California, back when I was married, I had a pool in my backyard that I swam laps in all summer, every summer. Well, not every summer, but the summers that I did it, I lost a fuck ton of weight, and I felt great. Having an elliptical would also be good. The elliptical that I used to use at the gym that was in my building in Bellevue, if I had an elliptical like that, I would use it. But short of that, I owned it. I owned a house that had a pool, and I did laps in it, but it wasn't like an Olympic swimming pool. I just swam from one end of my pool to the other over and over and over again until I was so tired I couldn't fucking swim anymore. And then I'd lay out, float on my back in the pool until I recovered, and sometimes I'd do another round, and sometimes I'd get out and be done. My experience on most antidepressants is not good. One thing that I've found is almost uniformly true across antidepressants is that they tend to stifle my ability and desire to be creative. So, in the past, that was not necessarily a bad thing in my life because I didn't have a job that required any creativity. But now, I would never go on an antidepressant now with the job that I have. It would be impossible for me to function. You guys would not find me funny or entertaining anymore because I would not be able to connect up with the idea of a performance at all. I wouldn't have the drive to put extra time into the show like I do now. You know, when I stay up until 9 in the morning researching a topic because I want to make sure it's really fucking good, that wouldn't be happening if I was on Prozac. I'd be in bed. I'd put whatever research I could find the time to put into it. You'd get mediocrity out of me creatively if I was on those drugs, so I just can't, I just wouldn't do it now. I've been on enough of them to know how they affect me. Does it help your mood? Some of them have, I've had some increase in, you know, like some of them have helped my mood, some of them have probably helped me in that area, but every last one of them has come with side effects, so. And every last one of them has shared the side effect of really creatively stifling me. So, they're researching psych meds now that are going to change everything. And a lot of them are street drugs. There's a lot of research being done on microdosing of LSD right now, microdosing of psilocybin, microdosing of ketamine, which is special K. And there's like, so like a lot of this stuff is going to, you know, it's going to change the way that depression and anxiety are treated, and hopefully for the better. I was put on Xanax my senior year to treat my anxiety. It was horrible. All it did, yeah, okay, I already read that one. What's your opinion on CBD oil? Do you like it? I'll be honest with you. When I lived in Washington, I tried CBD oil, and I think it elevated the high a little bit, but in terms of like helping with pain and stuff, as I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge because I was also smoking the whole time, you know? And weed helps a little bit take the edge off of pain. So, yeah, I don't know. I've heard people say that it really helps them. It probably does. I just can't really tell you that it helped me a whole lot. 5-HTP. Yeah, I've actually taken that. Ordered like a giant bottle of it once because of this very thing that we're talking about. I was sick of the side effects of the drug that I was on, but I felt I needed to be treated. Didn't really find that 5-HTP helped me a whole lot. I took whatever the maximum dose was. I took it in conjunctions with melatonin. So the melatonin helped me a lot. The 5-HTP, not really. Yeah, I've had kratom. I've taken a bunch of kratom. It does give me like a little, I don't know. Kratom does help a little bit, honestly, but I don't know how long that would last. I've never taken kratom every day, so I don't know what my dose would look like at the end of 6 months or something. But kratom does help. It is nice. What is this channel about? I mean, you're looking at it. We sit here and we have a conversation about whatever we want to talk about. And then the show ends and we move on. I mean, try taking 1p LSD every day. Lamau. Lamau. Dude, this gray in my hair is going fucking crazy. Look at it. You guys seeing this shit? Look at it. Look at this over here. Holy fuck. Look at this. The wings. You can hide it if you... I don't want to hide it. I don't really care. I'm actually looking forward to going like salt and pepper gray and shit. But it's just weird to see. I mean, a lot of it, I think, right now is just the sun hitting my hair. What's left of the sunlight is hitting my hair there, but you can see the gray in there still. It's fucked up. Yeesh. Yeesh. Who's an obscure YouTuber you wish got more exposure? Maximus Thor is great, but considering they have every video labeled as a bunch of ones, I understand why they haven't gotten bigger. Yeah. I don't know, man. I gotta be honest with you, I don't really watch a whole lot of YouTube anymore. I really just don't. I watch some Let's Players, I guess. Some of those guys could be bigger. I watch a dude named Kikoskia. He's got a decent subscriber base, but I think he should be bigger than he is. He does really good Let's Plays of like RPGs and stuff. I watch this dude named Variax. Similar things. He does a lot of role-playing RPGs, so he'll do these... he plays a lot of Morrowind, honestly, which I really like. And he'll make these characters and set up some character traits and quirks for them and then try and play through the game abiding by those things. I really like that type of stuff. Rectal rehydration, old man. Rectal rehydration? What are you telling me? Like, pump some water up my butt? Plump, yeah, I love Plump too. Yeah, Plump Helmet Punk is great. He does some great Dwarf Fortress LPs that I really like. I also like he does a lot of like these kind of roguelike games. He plays Space Station 13 a lot. I don't know. I really like those guys. Yeah. What's that other one that he does? There's another like browser-based game where, you know, you're supposed to take like a turn a day or something, and I'm trying to remember what it's called, but he does a big series on those. You experienced the keto flu since you switched diets? Just curious. I'm trying to lose weight and looking into keto. I haven't really experienced it. I might have had a little touch of it in the first couple of days, but it was no big deal. DSP. Yeah, dark side Phil, dude. Sounds weird, but I used to watch your old Highdeology streams when trying to sleep. That's not weird at all. I listen to people, a lot of those dudes I just mentioned, I put on as I'm trying to go to sleep. And I listen to a couple of episodes, and then I fall asleep during one, and then the next night I'll go back where I left off, and eventually I'll get through the whole game. I own For Honor, but I've never installed it or played it, so. You want me to get caught fappalapping? I'm a little more discreet than DSP is, I'd like to think. I'll check out Vine Sauce. I've never watched it. I wish you played WoW again. Keep wishing, because nope. I haven't seen anything about Cyberpunk 2077 yet. When it's a game, I will look at it, and if it looks fun, I'll get it. And if it doesn't, I won't. We've talked about this before, this like game hype train. I'm just not on it anymore, guys. I'm just not on the hype train no more. Not interested in it. What? What you want? Get down. Stay down off of me, you crazy fuck. You crazy Denor. Want an ice? Do I have an ice for you? Get an ice. What's this I've heard about the unreleased government fund songs? I fucking love songs released so far, yeah. I think there's 4 or 5 that I've yet to do. I need to go look. I need to find them again, honestly. They're somewhere on my computer. I gotta find them. Yeah, I'll look into it, and I don't even remember which ones are missing, but I think there are like 4 left. Did you ever play Super Smash Bros? There's a new one coming out with all the characters. New one's coming out in December. I played Melee, which I think was it Super Smash Bros. Melee on the N64? Or was that on the GameCube? I don't know. I played Melee, and that's it. I don't really like Super Smash Bros. Not a big fan of Super Smash Bros. Just don't like it. Little boy blue. No, that doesn't mean, me petting you doesn't mean grab your toy and hand it to me. I don't want it. I don't want that slobbery thing. No, I don't want the slobber. Ew. Go on. Yeah, I haven't heard any of the new Gorillaz shit. Were you big into Metroid? I wasn't big into it, but like I was probably much more into the first Metroid than like Super Metroid, which most people consider a better game. I had Metroid when I was a kid. I never had Super Metroid because I never had a Super Nintendo, so. Do you live with TJ? I do indeed. There's another set of DS9 reviews coming soon. Yes. Thoughts on the Guardian movies? Don't really want to talk about the Guardian movies. Little burned out on the Guardian movies, guys. Paul, you don't like the Mega Man franchise? Yes, I do. Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, I played them all. I beat them all. They're good. They're hard. They're punishing. There's a pretty cool cheat in, I think it's Mega Man 2, but I may be mistaken. It might be 3. Where if you fall down a pit while somebody is holding down on the player 2 D-pad, you won't die. And in fact, you'll get super jump, and you'll be invincible. Isn't that cool? But you can't change your weapon. If you change your weapon, then you lose the super jump. No, that's actually true. I'm not even trolling. I can't remember which game it was. It was either 2 or 3. Which one had Gemini Man in it? It was that one. You could fall down a hole on Gemini Man stage and hold down on the player 2 controller. Yep. And you would not die. And then you would get super jump. You get super high jump. I've listened to a couple of cuts off his new album, but I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. I've got like a roster of music that I have to check out. I'm actually thinking about doing a stream of some even older school games than that. I found a Commodore 64 emulator, and I was playing Aztec Challenge, Mail Order Monsters, Forbidden Forest and Beyond Forbidden Forest. All these games were like huge to me when I was a kid. So I'm thinking about streaming those, actually. I love it too because I've got a flight stick, and these games are all designed for joystick. So I've actually got the right thing to play them. Action 52, yeah. I'll play Action 52. No. I want to play some good games. Dude, Beyond Forbidden Forest and Beyond the Forbidden Forest are legitimately creepy survival horror games. Probably like the first. They're so good. Soundtrack is so eerie. The gameplay is creepy and fucking frenetic and scary. It's gory as fuck when you die. Cool games. I was playing Karnov the other day for the N64. Kid Nicky is another one that I played on the N64 a lot. A little weird platformer. Yeah, thinking about doing like a Commodore 64 fucking stream. Watched your Hellraiser video. It's pretty dope. Nice work. Thanks, man. Well, see you later, Veronica. Have a good day at work. Jill of the Jungle. Yeah, Jill of the Jungle. Mail Order Monsters was pretty much like Pokemon, dude. Pokemon ripped off Mail Order Monsters, man. It's a game where you like bought a monster and you could upgrade it and give it new powers and shit, and you used it to fight against other monsters. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Hey Paul, what movie review do you like most from Roger Ebert? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of his, honestly. I find that he's usually wrong. Like I'm doing a what the fuck happened to Alien right now. I'm in the process of writing it, and Roger Ebert has been wrong about, like, he called the first Alien, which is pretty universally considered to be a masterpiece now. But when it came out, he called it disappointing and basically just a cheap haunted house movie in space. That was, the highlight of his review of Alien, which now resides in the fucking Congressional Library. There's a copy of Alien in the Library of Congress now due to its aesthetic appeal or its aesthetic significance. But Roger Ebert called it disappointing. He was similarly wrong about, like, Hellraiser. So I find that when I look at Ebert's opinions on old movies, sometimes he and I agree, but most of the time he's just wrong. But that's, his tastes as a critic are different than mine, and Alien was very underwhelming to me. Understandable. I mean, look, it's not for everybody, but it was an unqualified critical success. It was an unqualified fan success. The franchise was one of the biggest of all time. At the time, it was, Alien 1 and 2. Just huge movies, huge cultural phenomenon. So, yeah, I haven't even, I didn't even read his review of Aliens because I was just like, I don't even want to. Neil Blomkamp's Alien sequel was going to be epic. If you don't believe me, watch the sci-fi horror short Zygote. I believe it. I mean, there's been a lot of possibly really good Alien movies that have fallen by the wayside in favor of just schlock bullshit. Alien 3, which, whatever, I don't think it's a horrible movie, but it was supposed to be a much better film. Wasn't supposed to have Ripley in it at all, which I agree with. I think Alien 2 was a good ending for Ripley's story. But the studio insisted that Ripley be shoehorned into the plot. It was supposed to have a lot of different scenes, a totally higher budget. All of those things were slashed. So Alien 3 really could have been another masterpiece and wasn't. And then it just evolves into schlock from there. Then you get Resurrection, which is just a totally, totally irredeemable piece of shit. And then you get Alien versus Predator 1, which is lukewarm. Alien versus Predator 2, which is unwatchably bad. And then you get into the fucking reboots, which... The flawed 80s Dune film by David Lynch could be an interesting film to cover. I'm looking forward to the new film that's being made. Me, too. I actually like, despite its flaws, I love David Lynch's Dune. I've watched it a bunch of times. I would watch it right now. I just love it. I agree that it's flawed. I agree that there's some real cheese ball parts. There's some real over the top parts. There's some visual stuff that doesn't hold up all that well. But I'll be honest with you, there's some visual stuff that more than holds up. I love the scene where the navigator comes to visit the Padishah Emperor, and he's got all his, like, weirdos accompanying him, and he's in this giant tank the size of a fucking semi-trunk, and it opens up, and this blob floats out of it. The sets, the character designs, a lot of the special effects. I love the sandworm stuff. I think the sandworms are done really, really well in that movie. I love how they look. I love how they manage to imbue a sense of scale to them. And I love the grand scale that they chose to portray them in. It's the way they're supposed to be in the book. So for practical effects, I thought they did a really, really phenomenal job. Still suits are legit too, yeah. I like I just like it. I really do. Have you ever seen the Alien ripoff Leviathan? I have not. Paul, I know you don't like anime, but you should just check out Perfect Blue. I probably won't, but thanks. As much as I'm tired of people doing remakes or sequels of older films, I really want to see a new Thing movie. And they did it. And it sucks. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Trust me. If you like the original 80s thing, you don't want to see it. Oh, you've seen it? Well, then you know what I'm saying then. Trying to grow my hair out long, but I get a widow's peak. How do I deal? Just let it grow, man. I've got a widow's peak. Kinda. Just let it go, man. The Hateful Eight was, in a sense, a remake of a thing. The Thing. No. Not really. The Thing and Hateful Eight share something in common. They're both chamber films. But that's pretty much all that they share as a commonality. They're supposed to make a Suspiria remake, but I think they scrapped it. Tried to grow my hair out, but my family's a bunch of hairdressers. Damn. Have you seen the creativity deficit in Hollywood finally resulting in some sort of movie industry crash? No. No. I mean, like, I don't know. Here's the thing. There's always been shit movies. Since there have been movies, there have been shit movies. There's never been an era in Hollywood where there wasn't just a ton of schlock. And like a ceaseless tidal wave of schlocky, low-budget bullshit, lacking entirely in vision. Now is no different. There are still good movies being made. There are a lot of dog shit movies being made, and that's just the way it is. Oh, dude, you and me both, dude. Jodorowsky's Dune would have been awesome. I've not seen the new Pumpkinhead comics, no. I'd look at them, though. I like Pumpkinhead. '60s and '70s were both fantastic for film, but there's also an avalanche of '60s and '70s schlock. Just go look. Terrible, terrible movie after terrible movie after terrible movie after terrible movie after terrible movie. No different than today. I heard they're remaking Hellraiser. I heard that they were like working on another movie in the franchise. I didn't hear about a remake of the original. Less good movies are coming out nowadays, though. Citation needed. What do you think of Hereditary? I don't know that I've seen it. In fact, I know I haven't. What do you think of the new Halloween? I've seen the trailer for it. It looks like it sucks. Thoughts about the Spawn remake? Jamie Foxx. I don't know about that. Jamie Foxx is alternately brilliant and really bad in movies, so it's just a matter of... Do you think a movie about you would be interesting? About me? No. About you? No. You think the film Serpent and the Rainbow? Yes, I've seen it. It's been many, many years since I've seen it. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. One of those movies that I got based on the box art alone. The box art is like some dude with an upside-down cross painted on his forehead being sealed into a coffin. And he's like screaming. So I haven't seen it in a very long time. So the stream dies. I don't know. Looks fine to me. Is. Seen the Halloween trailer. Looks shit. I'm learning martial arts but having trouble. I don't care, Moppy Puppy. Try this martial arts. Go to the toilet. All right. Here's a good training regimen for you, Moppy Puppy. Good martial arts training regimen. Okay. Go to the toilet. Stuff your stupid fucking head in it. Right. Lift up the toilet seat first, because you know you want to get as close as possible. You want to get your head totally submerged, and then flush the toilet until you lose consciousness, until you can't breathe, until you're so tired of giving yourself a fucking swirly that you just pass out. And then when you wake up, take a little break and do it again. Yeah, Taekwon toilet. Let your mind and body swirl down the drain. What do you think would be your ideal horror movie? I don't know if there's such a thing, man. I like horror movies. I like all kinds of horror movies. I like slashers and gross out movies. I like psychological horror. You know, I like fucking chamber horror. I like schlock horror. I like comedy horror. I like drama horror. I like, you know, suspense horror hybrids. I just like them. I don't know if there is an ideal. I like the variety that exists in the genre. I fucking love Pontypool. Dude, I can't shout out that fucking Pontypool movie enough. That is such a great film. I think it's on Netflix. That's where I saw it. Saw it years ago, and I've watched it 5 or 6 times. I'm obsessed with it. It's such a good inversion of the zombie genre. Such a good way to do a zombie film. I don't know, dude. I don't even want to spoil it. The ending is totally stupid. But whatever. Most endings are totally stupid. The movie is great. Get Out is great. Yes, I've seen it. I liked it. Chamber horror is basically, it's like a chamber film is a movie that's set in one room. So like the original Saw would be a chamber horror film. You know, to be a chamber film, it has to be set in one room, or, you know, very, very minimal changing of venue. So The Hateful Eight would be a chamber film, because 90% of the movie takes place inside of that log cabin. Pontypool, like what I didn't have when I was growing up. Ponty pool. All one word. Watch it and be amazed. It's a great movie. Reservoir Dogs is borderline a chamber film. The flashbacks and the opening sequence in the restaurant. But yeah, I'd say it's for the most part, it's a chamber film. What kind of horror movie would you make if you could? A chamber horror movie. For sure. Mostly due to the budgetary constraints. One of the great things about a chamber film is they can be made for very little budget. No locational costs. You got one set. You got one set. Can be shot with very few cameras. Maybe 1 or 2 angles on the chambers, all you need. 10 Cloverfield Lane, another chamber film. There's a lot of them, man. If you think about it, there's a lot of movies like that. Glengarry Glen Ross, pretty much a chamber film. You have to be creative. The dialogue has to be good. In a chamber movie, dialogue is king. You cannot do much with a small space. Another good example of a chamber film, a chamber horror movie, Cube. One of my favorite movies, one of my biggest influences. Just a great film. Rope. Hitchcock's Rope. To be honest with you, fucking Rear Window is a chamber movie as well. Coherence. There's one. I've seen Coherence. There's one called Exam. Great chamber film. Also a big influence on future projects that I have in mind, along with Cube. Once again, snappy dialogue, interesting characters. The character arc is everything in a chamber movie. So you got to have good dialogue. You got to have characters that feel real, that have motivations that feel real, that have reactions that are real. But it's got to be tailored. It's got to feel like it isn't. I actually like all the Cube films, man. They get worse as they go. There's Cube 2, Hypercube, and then there's Cube 0. I like them all, just as examinations of chamber movies. But the first one is transcendently good, man. Little bit over the top. There's some hammy performances, but once again, if you realize what they did, the trick they play is so fucking awesome. Cube takes place in this giant futuristic cube that's made up of a bunch of rooms that are smaller cubes, right? The set has one room. One room. Yeah, 0 is a prequel, you're right. Cube was shot in one room. One room, and the walls change colors. So each of the rooms inside the bigger cube is a different color. The walls radiate a different color. Some of them are white, blue, red, orange, green. All they did was change the lighting in the room and made it look like these people were in this giant, expansive structure, and it feels that way. They did a fucking phenomenal job with it. One set, incredible movie. I've never read Nightfall by Asimov, no. Trying to think of other chamber movies. They made one, you remember that phone booth movie? Or was it, yeah, it was phone booth, right? I think it had, I can't remember what his fucking name is. Colin Farrell? Also called bottle films. There are other famous ones that aren't horror. Breakfast Club, Moon, My Dinner with Andre. Yep. I've heard them called bottle films. I like chamber films better, but either one is acceptable for sure. Lifeboat. Joel Schumacher's your favorite director. He's pretty good. Paul Thomas Anderson is mine. Yeah, the hypercube is like I don't know what it's like a fourth dimensional cube. I can't remember. And then Cube 0 is basically just cube, but more rudimentary. How this guy collected the same watch of this guy he was killing. What? Unrelated, but saw a stranger on a train the other night, and it was lit. I haven't seen it. Reminds me of a couple of train movies that are good, though. Train to Busan is a really good zombie flick. I think it's South Korean. And then what's that other one? Snowpiercer. Both cool train flicks. "1408" is a much better short story than it is a film. It's not a bad movie, though. I like the movie. It just doesn't really capture the scariness factor that the short story does. 1408 first appeared in an anthology called Everything's Eventual by Stephen King. If you pick up that book, by the way, it's one of my favorite King books. I love Stephen King's shorter fiction, and like a Graveyard Shift, I think, is one of them. I'm trying to think of the other ones. He's released a few, but my favorite by far is Everything's Eventual. I love There Will Be Blood. I love pretty much every Paul Thomas Anderson film. I haven't seen, what's the latest one he made? Thread or whatever the fuck? The Phantom Thread? Haven't seen it yet. What do you think the best acting performance by a celebrity non-actor? Who ended up being really, really good? I don't know, man. It's a good question. I can't. I'm trying to think of times where I thought that like a celebrity non-actor jumped in and just did a fucking phenomenal job. T.I. was pretty good in American Gangster. Played Frank Lucas's nephew. Bowie, yeah. Bowie was not I mean, I don't know though. But yeah, Bowie was not an actor. He was good. Eminem and 8 Mile, sure, yeah, definitely. Definitely counts. What's your favorite Tarantino movie? Reservoir Dogs. Henry Rollins, agreed. Uh, Meatloaf. Meatloaf in both Rocky Horror and Fight Club. And I think he's been in other shit too. He's really good. Elvis, decent. Jack Black, Jack Black is, I think, a comedian. I think he's just a triple threat. He's a singer, you know, musician, actor, comedian, you know. The Rock, I don't think The Rock counts anymore, man. The Rock's got an acting career now, so he's an actor. I know he was in Tenacious D. You don't gotta tell me that. I was listening to Tenacious D when they were a new thing. Meatloaf was, yeah, he was in a Tales from the... Which one was he in? I'm trying to remember. What was the fucking plot of the Meatloaf Tales from the Crypt? Yeah, I guess I'm a hipster. But it's true. Like, I owned the Tenacious D album the week it came out. So, sorry, I guess I am a hipster on this. Paul, did you watch love Creep Show 1, 2? I even love 3. Even though it's very different. Oh, cool, kitty. Did you catch a boog? What'd you get? What'd you get, Skit? You went hunting? Can I see it? Can I see what you got? Looks like a cicada. Good job, bud. Yeesh. There's a chamber film on Netflix called The Circle. 30 people in a room, and they don't know how they got there. But yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on Netflix. I've just never watched it. That's cool. I'll check it out. It sounds pretty good. There's another one called Would You Rather. It's pretty good. Favorite Kubrick movie? I always have I always have trouble with that. It's either A Clockwork Orange or Full Metal Jacket. I kind of vacillate between the two. Are you still losing weight? Yep. On the keto diet. It's an interesting concept, but not that great cinematically. I saw Would You Rather. There's a DS9 character in that. Yeah? Who? I don't know. I liked Would You Rather, though. It was good. What you doing, Skeety? What you doing, Skeety? You on the hunt? You on the hunt, Skitty Scat? He's pretty cute. See if I can show you guys. He's on the prowl. Kitty on the hunt. Kitty on the warpath. Intermittent fasting, you'll still be able to be on keto. The first week is the hardest. So you can do keto. Oh, shit. You can do keto and intermittent fasting. I'll look into it. I'll do it. I can fast. So, done it before. Yeah, I dropped you guys, dude. You guys got face planted. What do you think about Rocky Horror? I love it. It's a great movie. I've been to a couple of the live midnight shows of Rocky Horror where people dress up, and it's a lot of fun, man. If you ever get the chance to go to one of those and you're a fan, you should. They are fun, fun, fun. Clumsy Paul. Yep. I'll be that. I'll be that. Ever watch Cider House Rules? No. I listen to the soundtrack on the regular. Which one? Which soundtrack, Marshall? You like haunted houses? If so, do you have any stories? Haunted houses. Rocky. Oh, yeah, yeah. For sure. I like going to them. I don't know that I have any particularly interesting stories from them. I like them. I like the really good ones. I like the cheesy ones. What's wrong, Danor? What's wrong, buddy? Poor Dinor got kennel cough. Poor little boy. Ever heard about the Ring live show? You watch the movie and the girl is among the audience? Whoa, that'd be cool. Never seen Beyond the Black Rainbow, no. Get out of my way, 'cause you know that I'm totally wasted. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, Paul, 2 hours. Damn, I'm late. Again, no notifications be damned. I know. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. Is it? It's not 2 hours. 90 minutes. It's not, is it? No. It's an hour and a half. Yeah, hit that bell. I think it does help, honestly, but you gotta hit it. What did I just hear? Anyway. You gotta hit it and forget it. Hit it twice. Zoloft is helping my depression. That's good. Bell has, yeah, you gotta hit it twice. You gotta hit it, and then you gotta hit it again and say, I want all the fucking shit. If you hit it just once, then you only get partial shit. Say, I want every goddamn thing. You do that, you'll get notifications when they're sent out. A lot of times, fucking YouTube just doesn't even send them. Whack it mightily. Gimme that Z. O-L-O-F-T. Give me a grip. Make me love me. Lost more than 20 pounds taking Adderall. Try drugs. Drugs make you thin. Skitty scat. Skitty scat. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you up to over there? You doing a hunt? Look, dude. Skitty sphinx. Skitty sphinx. Tried Kratom. I like Kratom. I don't have any right now. Kind of wish I did. I think this is a good time for a Dorby. I think you're right, dude. I don't have a Dorby, but I'm gonna go get a Bowlie. I'll be right backy. Hey, Skitty Scat, you wanna come inside? You thirsty? Hungry? Gotta take a poopy? Go. Hey, Skitty Scat. Come on. Come on. Take you in. Time for an animal break. Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. Now, we actually use these tiki torches sometimes. Like you can see, we've got a few of them. There's one. There's one. They're anti-bug torches. You light them up and they put off that citronella shit. They're citronella oil torches. And when there's an alt-right rally, we're set to go. Like if there's a rally to protect, you know, some fucking Civil War monument from being moved to a museum or taken down, we got our tikis ready to go, man. Jews will not divide us. Jews will not divide us. Blood and soil. Blood and soil. Jews will not replace us. Jews will not replace us. Blood and soil. Blood and soil, you know? I don't know if no, I don't actually want to do an alt-right march. This is a joke. Yep. Our alt-right following is totally huge. Whoa, what the fuck is that? Sounds like somebody just screeching over there. Let's do a Nazi or KKK rally. Okay. Let's do it. You go first, all right? I'll be right behind you. I'll be there in a minute. You go ahead and get it started. I mean, you can bring whatever you want to the meetup, but you probably won't be coming in with a tiki torch. But I'm not your dad, dude. It's so hot in Washington. How's Louisiana? It's fine out here, actually. It's a little muggy, but it's not bad. It's not sweaty, shitty, horrible bad. The Jews are not lined up to take your burger flipping career. Relax. Relax. All right. So I got up. We had a pretty reasonably decent chat today. I got up, walked away for a minute, came back, and now it's just totally fucking gone to shit. How fickle. How fickle the tides of the tism are. Chat was pretty decent today. Pretty decent. I get up for like not even a minute. I was gone for like 35 seconds. Max. Sounds like a swan or a goose. Paul, you ever watch the documentary series called Fake Taxi? No. Anyone want a nice glass of tism? Yeah, well, this is the place to be. I mean, no, the don't acknowledge it doesn't count here, guys. This is not the don't acknowledge it place. This is a place where the content is driven by you, the tismites. Okay? You're just as culpable for this bullshit as I am, okay? Racist idiots think they are debilitated rich people. No amount of deportations is going to make them... Well, that really is... That's part of it, right? That's how it's sold to people. People that don't have shit, that work dead-end, shit work jobs, living hand-to-mouth, paycheck to paycheck. They are convinced by movements like neo-Nazism, white nationalism, you know, ethno-nationalism. They're convinced by these movements that the reason that they are poor and impoverished and all of that, they don't have the things that they feel they deserve, is because all these immigrants came and took all the good jobs. But that is absolutely right. You could deport every Mexican out of this country, and Billy Bob Toothless with his fucking polo and his tiki torch is still going to have a shit job. The immigrants that they're talking about that are taking jobs and taking opportunity, they're working the bottom rung jobs of society. Custodial, picking fruit in the fucking summer sun. Billy Bob doesn't want that job. Trust me. Polo shirt, tiki torch dude doesn't want to be out in the sun picking strawberries in the heat of the summer in Central California. Trust me. Anti-SJW content got old. I don't think it got old. I think it just got overdone. I think that, like, you know, content on YouTube and whatever the hot topics are on YouTube, they probably rotate. You know, it was just overdone. I have a feeling that anti-SJW content is far from over on YouTube, and in fact, it'll probably have a resurgence a couple of years down the road. You know, we'll see. But yeah, so many stars were born because of the anti-SJW movement. So many, like, vloggers and people just came out of the woodworks and became, like, these really big channels because of anti-SJWism. And all of them are covering the same stupid articles, the same stupid videos. They're all saying the same stupid shit about the same stupid topics. You know, there's just so many of them. It's just like an endless procession of anti-SJWs who are all saying the same shit, making the same video. Armored Skeptic and Shoe on Head and fucking, I don't know, Bering and Chris Ray Gun and blah, 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 blah. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Just entire channels, dedicated, like huge ones too. Channels with tons of subscribers. Dedicated to nothing but reading articles on Jezebel and talking about how stupid it is, or whatever. A lot of the people in the anti-SJW sphere did slide to the right. And whether that's a reflection of the fact that they were always kind of right-leaning and just afraid to be that, or a reflection of the power that the alt-right got within that community, because it was like crossover. You know what I mean? Liberal-minded people were like, look, it's something I agree with conservatives on. Hey, conservatives, come on over here to the party. Hey, alt-right, come on over. You hate anti-SJWs too, don't you? And they're like, fuck yeah, we do. And then they just took over the narrative, and it's like, oh shit, think about where Bering's at. Like, I just want you to think about Bering for a second. He's a dude that's making a living on YouTube. He got popular as an anti-SJW YouTuber making anti-SJW content. He, along with everybody else, I ain't blaming them for this, cozied up to the alt-right because it was a common enemy. We're like, wow, man, this is great. We're actually fucking doing some bipartisan shit here. But it wasn't really bipartisan. It was just the alt-right doing what they do and slowly but surely pushing the narrative over to the right. And Bering probably at some point realized it. He was like, I'm slowly but surely being forced to talk about things that are pretty right-wing. But by that point, if he stops doing that, guess what? His subscribers leave, because now most of his subscribers are alt-right people. You see what happens? It's like they hold a fucking gun to the head of any fucking, like, any subject that they are allowed input on. They take it over and hold a gun to the head of people that fucking talk about that subject, that are content creators, saying, hey, if you don't toe the conservative line, we're gone. So what happens? People like Chris Ray Gun and Bering, who didn't start as right-wing channels at all, are now spouting off right-wing nonsense. You know, they're all buddies with fucking Worski and JF and all the fucking, just the nonsense factory. They're all part of it now. No, they aren't. Yes, they are. Any other arguments, or is that all you got? All right, well, I don't watch Chris Ray Gun, so maybe he's a fucking exception. Maybe he hasn't been pushed to the right. But I'm telling you, like, Armored Skeptic, Shoe on Head, all these big fucking anti-SJW channels, all of them, slowly but surely, Sargon of Akkad started as an anti-SJW channel. Slowly but surely, pushed to the right. Yeah, I don't watch Chris Ray Gun's content, so I'll do a mea culpa on that. If he doesn't belong on that list of people, then I don't want to fucking impugn him. How dare someone lean right? Did you just hear what I talked about how these channels came to lean right, or were you not listening? Are you freshly here? These channels didn't start out as right-wing channels, and I have a feeling that most of these people didn't start out as right-wing people either. They just got boop. Slowly but surely, the narrative got moved. The goalposts got moved. The whole debate became reframed. Deedly deedly dee. Yeah, I'm energetic and chipper today, man. Feeling pretty decent. There's a difference between leaning right and being alt-right. Yeah, but if you're leaning right to appease the alt-right, then that's a problem. And that's what a lot of these channels are doing. Slowly but surely being pushed to the right, because if they say something, you know, half their fucking audience will call them cucks. Paul, you disagree with SJWs about something and that makes you right-wing. If those are the rules, even you're right. I didn't say those were the rules, though. Give me that quote. I just said that the anti-SJW community on YouTube started as just that and is now the alt-right blogosphere. There might be a few voices still doing anti-SJW content that haven't been pushed into alt-right positions, but they are further and farther between, period. They don't criticize the alt-right. They don't criticize, they criticize the left outside of the SJW sphere. They become allies of the alt-right. They have to. If they don't, they're cucks, and their entire fucking viewer base goes running. I like people who criticize both sides when either is wrong. That's why I watch you guys. Well, that's the way it should be. That's the way I remember the anti-SJW movement starting. You know, I think it started as, you know, at least on YouTube, as liberals critiquing their own side. A lot of liberals were like, whoa, all right, this is bullshit. Fuck this. This is nonsense. Definitely got some criticism for my own side of the political aisle here. And then it slowly but surely gained steam, became super fucking popular. And now here we are. Now it's basically just a hive of alt-right scum and villainy. Can we just throw our elected officials into the dumpster like they did in Iceland, LOL? I mean, this big surge in popularity is referred to as the red wave. So, a lot of people saw the opportunity to expand their audience to this massive new alt-right you know, blogosphere that was happening. And they did it. They sold their principals down the river for 40 pieces of silver. Yay! You've ascended to the chef's table. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Truly, it shall be bountiful. Yeah, chef's table perks will kick in at the 1st of next month, so good timing. Won't be long. How much longer will you be on, Paul? Need to know whether to get another beer or wait till you're done. I don't know, man. I'm on till I'm on. I don't have a fucking watch in front of me going like, I'm gonna do 10 more minutes of this. Nope. I think that's just an empty pack of TJ's Sigras. Oh, Marshall. While I've got you here, could you DM me on Twitter your personal details? We need to get you your plane ticket and your fucking hotel room booked. Also, I need to talk to you too, but that was the main reason why I needed to talk to you. But there's one other thing I need to discuss with you. We can do that later, though. That's not super time sensitive. But if you could get me your full name, your address, just anything you would need to purchase a fucking plane ticket, we'll need that so that we can get you booked and all that fun stuff for the meetup. And we got to get that shit now because the prices of those tickets are just going to go sky high. All right, yeah, cool. I'll hit you up on Discord in the next couple of days. It's not a huge deal, but it's just something we got to discuss prior to the meetup. I thought those were the new sour watermelon raisins. What? TJ looks like a mess without any facial hair. I think he knows that. He don't like it any more than you do. He just did it. I mean, that's like he was right that you don't really have much choice. He could have just trimmed back his goatee and mustache and allowed it to fill in and just kept trimming it until everything was uniform. That would have, you know, created like a 5 o'clock shadow, stubbly kind of look on his face, though. But, you know, the best way to do it if you want to grow your full beard back, which is what he's doing, is to just shave. Just start from scratch so everything's uniform. Finally, we're talking about hair. Finally, hair. Going up to LA? Cool. Saying you don't believe my real name is Marshall Manson? No. I just need spelling. I'm assuming you got a middle name. I'm assuming you're like Marshall Stewart Manson or some shit. So, you know, we're going to need that. Stewart, dude. What's your favorite tobacco bong? I'm not even gonna... That's just the stupidest fucking question. So, Paul, you're going back to Cali. Yeah, well, for the meetup. Yeah, we'll all be in LA. So, yeah, after LA, I'll be doing some fun stuff in Cali, but just on my own with Ashley. And I think TJ and Chelsea might join us for one leg of it. But, yeah, we're going to... well, I probably shouldn't... No, it doesn't matter. We're going to Pismo. Who cares? We'll be in the Pismo area probably after LA for a while. Sun and fun. Eat some clam chowder. Police are at the neighbors with lights on. Oh, something's going down. Something's going down. He who has facial hair is not a boy. He whom has no facial hair is not a man. I don't know if that's an actual Shakespeare quote, but if it is, he was right. And if it isn't, whoever wrote it was right. Why not move back to Cali or Texas and leave the whole shithole known as Louisiana? Well, because it's a lot more expensive to live in those places. If I moved back to Texas, I would go to Austin. That's the only place I would consider. Well, either Austin or San Ann. I would live in Santa Ana again. It was pretty nice there. But I would really, really vastly prefer Austin. California, the places I would want to live there that would be advantageous to us, expensive. So, yeah, someday down the line, I would like to get the fuck out of this state. But as it stands, I'm here for a while. It's just way cheaper. It's way cheaper to fucking live. The Los Angeles Denny's has bacon. Every Denny's has bacon. Hello! Hello, baby. Nebraska. Yeah, I mean, that is true. $344 a month. You can't beat that with a big stick. Hey, Paul, do you have a Patreon? Yeah. Just look on the episodes of Deep Fat Fried. My Patreon is there. It's the Pessimist Productions Patreon. Take a look at the 2 perk levels and decide what you want. Paul, are you making a porno with Ashley right now? Yes, I am. Right now. Right now. She's under the table. The greater New Orleans area, Louisiana, has problems, but to appreciate the greatness of this area, one has to know New Orleans well. That is true. I will admit that is probably true. I do not know New Orleans all that well, and it is not that I don't appreciate New Orleans for all its charms, and especially its foods. It's just that New Orleans is not exactly the best place to position yourself if you're in the entertainment industry. A lot of movies are filmed here, but hard to get guests to fly into Louisiana. I want that tour, Galen, when you're feeling up to it, man. I want that tour. New Orleans has too many Democrats, if you know what I mean. If you get my drift. Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? Are you single? I heard you fucking your girl. Is it true? You... Whatever. What the fuck, man? Rap lyrics. Yeah, dude. I'll push Galen in a wheelchair, dude. We got to do a foot tour and Galen's not feeling up to it, needs to have somewhere where he can sit, dude. We'll rent a wheelchair and I'll fucking shove him around. I've done it before. I've helped out wheelchair-ridden people. I'd do it. Paul, moved to North Dakota. We are the superior... Now, get out of here, dude. My dad lives in... well, he doesn't live there. He's based out of... I think it's North Dakota, so... Nah. I'll stay out of that state, if you don't mind. Paul, DFF idea. Top 10 film noir, neo-noir. Do it in black and white, wear suits and sunglasses, get some smoke in there, boom. That's actually a pretty good idea. That's actually a pretty good idea. I like that. No mosquitoes in North Dakota. Yeah, that's true of like fucking the Pacific Northwest though too. Wasn't no goddamn mosquitoes in Washington either. Paul, come live in Nebraska. It's really great. Oh, who am I kidding? It's hell, yeah. I think Ashley lived in fucking Nebraska for a while, so there's a 0.0 chance of us ever living in Nebraska. Ashley knows enough about Nebraska to ever want to go there again, and I trust her instincts on the place. Yeah, where at in Nebraska did you live, Ashley? Tell him. I don't remember the name of the town. Paul, if you cosplayed, what would be some of the cosplays on the top of your list? I'm not a cosplayer, so I think I could pull off a good Walter Sobchak. Montana's a cool place to live. It's like the rural South, but with much cooler people. I've never been to Montana, so couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. Nebraska, America's state. Yee. Yee. No, Donnie, these men are nihilists. These men are nihilists. They're cowards. There's nothing to be afraid of. Do you fish? Been known to drop a line in the water. I wouldn't call myself a fisherman, but I've been known. I've been known to put a fucking plumb bob on a line, throw it out there, and see what's nibbling. Kind of miss fishing. Maybe we'll do that. I know Pismo, you can get charter deep sea fishing shit. Maybe we'll go do deep sea fishing. Maybe we'll save up a little money and charter get on one of those big, mass deep sea fishing charters and go out there and see what we catch. See what we pull out of the fucking ocean. I bet they do. I bet they have deep sea fishing charters around here. What am I thinking? Could do that too. See what's biting out in the Gulf. See if we can catch any oil mutants out there. Three-eyed carp and shit. Oil-covered crawdads. Yeah, pull fucking oily Cthulhu up out of the deeps. What's the state you forget exists from time to time? Vermont. I don't know why, I just forget it's a thing. Oh yeah, Vermont. You'll finally be in the shrimp. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save up my money. I'm not leaving Louisiana. I'm going to save up my money. I'm going to get myself a shrimping boat. I'm going to name it Jenny. Catch 5 shrimp. I love that. I love that shit, that old black dude that is down on the docks when Forrest Gump buys his shrimp boat. Comes up to him after his first day and he's like, "How'd the shrimping go?" And Forrest Gump is like, "I only caught 5. And he said, "Well, go out again tomorrow, you might have yourself a cocktail." Such a troll. I love that movie, man. I love that movie. Now, I want to move to Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock. Sounds like the worst city anywhere. Lubbock. Welcome to Lubbock. Love your Godfather and Cholo impersonations. Also, the Forrest Gump voice. They always make me bust a gut. I love Forrest Gump, man. Jenny was a huge cunt to him. She was terrible to Forrest, man. She only wanted him after she was sick because she didn't have anybody to take care of her AIDS-ridden, slutty ass, man. I agree, dude. Jenny is an asshole, but whatever. You love who you love. Forrest Gump ain't the first one to fall in love with a total bitch. He won't be the last. I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. Poor fucking Forrest, dude. Led on by Jenny. You know what, dude? I feel his pain too, because I had a Jenny. A lot of guys, like, show of hands, anybody ever been friend zoned super hard? Anybody ever existed in the friend zone for an extended period of time? Can I get a 1 in the chat from anybody that's been friend zoned super fucking hard, dude? I think it's just kind of fucking part of the male experience. Yeah, my first real genuine love interest was, I was friend zoned hard for a while, then the relationship was really lopsided and weird. Just terrible, man. Oh, I know girls get friend zoned. I've friend zoned girls. Not to brag or anything, but there were girls in high school that had a thing for me that were not going to get it off of me. This wasn't going to happen. I was friend zoned already with somebody else, you know. Just happens, man. Gemma, you're not an actual girl, though. You're just a catfish, so it doesn't count. Jenny should have fell off that balcony in the 70s. Yeah, she should have. Yep, I totally fucking agree. Should have fell off that balcony with Gimme Shelter playing. Don't screw Jenny in her anus. She'll get the fucking AIDS, man. My Kanye shrug. Did I do a Kanye shrug? Oh, it was Freebird? You're right, it was Freebird. Just remembered it was one of those songs that has that real fucking crescendo in it. Because right as she gets up there, yeah, Freebird is peaking, you know. You know, she's up on the fucking ledge. Her shoe comes off her heel. It's a great shot. Jenny's dad didn't only beat her, he raped her. So Jenny's got, you know, whatever. She's got some excuse to be fucked up. But the way she treated Forrest, dude, there's no excuse for that shit. He was always her only friend. Always her protector. Always her ally. It's a sweet fucking dude. What do you mean, what? You don't remember the line? When he was talking about how he first met Jenny, he's like, Jenny's dad was a real loving man. He was always kissing and touching on Jenny and her sisters. Yeah, it's implied. It's not shown, but it's heavily implied that Jenny's father was molesting her. In fact, that's why she goes back to the house as an adult when he takes her by there, and he lets her throw rocks. Sometimes there just aren't enough rocks. That's why that whole fucking episode happens. If you listen to what she says as she's weeping and throwing the stones, she's talking to him about how he ruined her. How what he did to her ruined her. It's a terrible fucking scene. I mean, not terrible, it's a terrible thing. It's an awesome scene. Pour a little out for the good guys who got screwed over by bitches. It's a very real scene. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Get out of here, dude. Ugh. Vape Nation and Yeet. That's a 300-second timeout. Unlearn that fucking bullshit before you ever post in here again, dude. Vape Nation and Yeet in the same goddamn shit. It's over for you. 300 seconds, you come back with that bullshit, it'll be a fucking perma. You'll be gone for good. I'll clap that ass. I don't think Forrest Gump is all that depressing, honestly. I think it's a pretty uplifting film. It's got depressing elements to it, but everything works out all right for Forrest in the end. He finds his purpose, you know. It's okay. Forrest Gump is you. You know, that's why Forrest Gump is such a great movie. I'm not saying you're mentally deficient or challenged like Forrest Gump was, but Forrest Gump, the things that he goes through, it's a human life. That's what it is. It's not a movie about a retarded dude that makes good. It's a movie about a human life. There are ups and downs. You're in mortal danger sometimes. You lose things that are so precious to you and you feel like you can't go on. You walk away from everything. You know, I thought about Forrest Gump the day that I decided to end my marriage. The day that I decided to pack a duffel bag and leave everything I owned behind and go to a state I'd never even been to or thought about going to and start a new life, I thought about Forrest Gump. I thought about him putting those sneakers on and just running out his front door that day. I thought about it. It's a human experience. It's human life. We all feel that drive. We all do that at some point in our lives. It's a very universal human experience. We all walk away from things. We all start something new. We all remake ourselves. We all decide that we want to take a break from the things that have been bothering us. We don't want our life anymore. We want something else. We all do that. We all have brushes with fame. We all, you know, like all of us, you know, you can empathize with Forrest Gump on everything that happens to him. The war, I mean, that's such an incredibly universal story amongst soldiers. You know, and the people that know them. Losing your parents. Loving a girl who doesn't love you back. It's a beautiful film. Being picked on. Yes, you all have brushes with fame. Absolutely. Doesn't mean you become famous. Something bit me. Everybody loses a friend. Everybody's led on by somebody who doesn't have their feelings in their best interest, doesn't hold their feelings in their best interest. Everybody's hurt. Everybody sees the bottom and the top. It's the human life. That's why it's such a great film. That's why I love it. It's a movie about a human life. You see yourself in it. You can't help but see yourself in it. The soundtrack is brilliant. That cicada. Yeah, it's sunset, so the cicadas are singing. My favorite Tom Hanks film. I gotta say, his performance in Big is my favorite shit ever, so I'd have to say Big. I really, really fucking think that's a transcendently good performance. He really manages to be childlike without making it seem like an over-the-top hammy performance. It's a fucking great movie. Free Dinor. Yeah, he's down there in the corner. All right. All right, Dinor. Come on, bud. Nobody else, though. Come on. The rest of you assholes stand there. Dinor, you come out here with me. Come out here and chill, bud. Like a little gargoyle behind me, like... Come here. Now Salvador's, yeah, he'll take the spot. You want to play stick? Okay, I'll fetch the stick. Go fetch the stick. Go get it. You don't... I threw it. It's over there. You gotta go find it. I threw it, dude. You watched it. He's retarded. She's doing laps around the yard. I'm not going out there to get that either. You're gonna have to find another stick if you want to keep playing. The red light district for dogs, yeah. Shave the beard. Okay. There we go. Beard shaved for 300 seconds while you fucking decide whether or not you're gonna fucking say something stupid again. That's not banned. He's just in a TO. He's got 300 seconds to think about what he's done. What's your favorite Tim Allen movie? Probably Galaxy Quest. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of tear-jerking moments in Forrest Gump. The one that gets me every time is when he first meets Forrest Jr. You know, he's just reconnected with Jenny. It's after the story on the bench, you know, so after a lot of the past movie is over. That first scene where he goes to meet Jenny and she introduces him to little Forrest. And, you know, he doesn't understand at first, but she explains to him eventually, you know. And Forrest has that moment where the first thing that he thinks about is he wants to know if he's normal. He wants to know if he's, yeah, dude, that, oh man, that moment, dude, that one, I just got choked up thinking about it, man. Oh, dude, it's such a beautifully acted, beautiful moment. Such a beautiful moment. Hey. Little baby cricket. The feels. Yep, the feels, man. The feels are reals. Yeah, Bubba's death is terrible. And there's so many of those moments. When he buries Jenny and under the oak tree and talks to her about Forrest and how smart he is and how proud she would be of him. Oh man, dude. I'm about to cry, dude. I'm about to cry just thinking about it. God damn, that movie's good. God damn, that movie's good. Favorite Western? A Fistful of Dollars is really good. For a Few Dollars More is really good. I have trouble picking between those two, honestly. For a Few Dollars More is the one with the music box, right? Just to make sure that I oftentimes get them mixed up. Unforgiven is great. I love Westerns. Tombstone is great. So they dubbed me Unforgiven. I think that's TJ's favorite Western, Unforgiven. Pale Rider's good. More modern Westerns that are good, I'm trying to think. 310 to Yuma was pretty good. Open Range was pretty good. Bone Tomahawk is pretty good. It's kind of a Western / horror film, so that's pretty awesome. Starts off really slow, but I watched that pretty recently. Ain't it good? Django, yeah. Not a Western, but you ever see the movie called Cheap Trills? Nope. I like the way you die, boy. Man, yeah, there's so many great quotable over-the-top lines in Westerns. I love that scene in Tombstone where Wyatt Earp dresses down Billy Bob Thornton, fat Billy Bob Thornton, the card dealer that had muscled his way into that saloon there in town. Dude puts his hand on his gun, slaps him in the face. Skin that smoke wagon and see what it gets you. Skin it, boy! Pop! He just stands there like, you gonna do something or stand there and bleed? It's like, oh, fuck, cucked, dude. Cucked in front of all of his friends. And he takes him by the ear. He's like, all right, youngster, out the door you go. And twists his ear and throws him outside. Then he gets cucked again because he's like, woo! He goes home and gets his shotgun. And then has a meeting with, Wyatt Earp is meeting with Doc Holliday. And he walks up with the shotgun. And Doc Holliday makes him set it down and leave it. You can put that shotgun down now. Oh, all right, Doc. Or no, it's actually Wyatt that tells him to put it down. Doc just diffuses the whole situation. I love that movie too, man. That's a great movie. Yeah, a lot of great quotable lines. You talk Spanish? No, not really. I can understand and read Spanish better than I can speak it. But even then, I'm pretty limited. Think about how many hours are spent watching Eastwood's squinched eyes. Yeah. Well, he's got a good pair of squinched eyes, so what are you going to do? I love Glengarry Glen Ross. Love to be in the play. That movie's adapted from a play by the same name, and I would love to play Kevin Spacey's character. It's a very small supporting role, but man, dude, he gets the great redemption at the end. I'm gonna do it because I don't like you, Shelley. You've got a big mouth, and I've got a bigger one. I love that shit, dude. Because he gets dressed down so fucking hard by Ricky Roma right before that scene. Jack Lemmon is fucking amazing in that film. Oh man, such a loss losing him. Consummate fucking professional actor. Clint is a good director, yeah. I mean, he's not, doesn't hit it out of the park every time. I didn't really like American Sniper. But Gran Torino's really good. Chaplin's speech at the end of The Great Dictator is, yeah, I mean, that's one of the great speeches of all time. One of the best of all. Yeah, Jack Lemmon died a few years ago. Crick and chirp it. Crick and chirp it. Hey Paul, I haven't caught your stream lately, and I was wondering why and YouTube unsubscribed me. That sucks. A piece of shit. Favorite mafia movie? It's another toughie. Probably have to go with The Godfather Part 2. Although Casino, Goodfellas, both of those are up there. Once Upon a Time in America's up there. I don't know, but I'd probably have to go with Godfather Part 2. Normie, I'm sorry. I mean, I love them all, but Godfather 1 and 2, respectively, are just like some of the best movies ever filmed, outside of the fact that they're crime dramas, you know. But Goodfellas is great as well. When I think about 3, unfortunate. I'd never recommend people watch it. I mean, it's not a totally dog shit movie. There's some, it's all right, but in the shadow of Godfather 1 and 2, not worth your time. Godfather Part 3 better. GF Part 3 better. It better. Please. It better. It better. Please. pray to Joe Pesci. That's a good one to pray to. Paul, are you skipping my question? What a dumb fucking thing to waste a question on. Yes, now I am. I wasn't before. I just, didn't have time to read all the questions. But now I am definitely skipping your question. What a waste. Trying to become a better man. He finds corruption around every corner. I mean, I don't even really know that... Who are you talking about? Which character are we talking about? Because that arc is pretty present in a lot of these movies. You're talking about Michael Corleone? I don't really know that I believe Michael Corleone ever meant to walk the straight and narrow. I think that's kind of the point of his character. He lies to his wife about it. He lies to her in order to get her to marry him. He says, I'm going to be legitimate in X amount of years. And then it comes up in the Godfather Part 2 when they're dancing at their son's confirmation party, She says, Michael, you said that within 5 years or within 2 years, the Corleone family would be completely legitimate, and that was 5 years ago now. And he says, I'm trying, Kate, I'm trying. But he's really not trying. He's engaging in everything that he used to engage in. Murder, racketeering, illegal gambling, prostitution. You know what I mean? Skimming casinos. He never tries. He never shows himself. I don't even really think he was lying to himself. I think, and honestly, and I've watched these movies so many times, I think Michael Corleone had designs on joining back with the family when he came back at the beginning of Godfather 1 in his military outfit, fresh back from his tour. I think Michael Corleone wanted back in that family immediately. And I think that he positioned himself to do that. I don't think that he ever intended on going straight. Now, he might have lied to himself about it, but I think he knew. I think it was cognizant. Whoa, there's a little baby cricket crawling on my phone. That's weird. Must like it because it's warm. It's pretty cute. He's tiny, man. Little green dude. Tried to make the family legitimate. He was not, dude, he was not. He tried to make the family legitimate by conspiring with fucking, what's his name? Who's the Jewish guy? Hyman Roth. By conspiring with Hyman Roth to profit from the fucking instability in Cuba. He tried to take his family legitimate by presiding over a bunch of fucking murders and racketeering. Like, he never tried, dude. He never had any intention of doing it. That last interaction that he has with Kate, when she tells him that she got an abortion because she didn't want to have his baby, why do you think he lashes out and slaps her? Because she's telling him the truth. He never had any fucking intention on being legitimate. He's a danger to his family, not a protector like he puffs himself up to be. Why do you think that scene happens? That scene happens because Michael never had any intentions of taking the Corleone family legitimate. He never made overtures towards it. Yeah, exactly. He's a sociopath. That's why the entire plot line of Kate, his wife Kate and his girlfriend Kate in the first movie exists. It exists because she is the outside observer. She's with him every day. So when he talks about how he's trying to legitimize the family, she sees the hypocrisy in it every day. Of course he was efficient. I mean, the final scene of The Godfather Part 2. He's trying to legitimize his family, right? Presiding over the murder of his own brother. He's not trying to legitimize his family. He is what his father was. That's the whole point of The Godfather. Sonny was a hothead. There was no way that Sonny was gonna ever be that. Michael was the only one in the family that had the fucking cool, calculating sociopathy that was needed to do what he did. He was always the heir apparent, always. The whole movie is about that. The movie is about a man that outwardly tries to tell people, especially the people closest to him, that he's trying to not be his father, while doing everything that his father did. It's another movie about human life. We do that. As much as men grow up to resent their fathers, and that's oftentimes the case, it's not always the case, but it's very common for men to grow up to resent their fathers. And part of that resentment is a rebellion against what they think their father is like. And what that rebellion ends in usually is something exactly like their father. That's what The Godfather is about. Right, yeah, the final scene is him meeting and the double doors being closed in Kate's face. You're right. Once again, underscoring what's happening. Underscoring what was always happening. She and all these other mafia wives are lying to themselves if they believe their husbands when they tell them, hey, we're going to go legit. Hey, I don't want to be this dangerous anymore. We're going to do it. It's a line that they tell these women who, what do women desire in a relationship? Stability, security, and safety. Those are the three most important things to women in relationships. Those are the things that she wanted Michael to provide. He did not try. He didn't try. He never tried. That's the point. It was always a lie. Lying to himself, lying to Kate. He was always his father's son. He was always in the business, and he always will be. And if you keep Godfather Part 3 as canon, his son is dragged into it. Something that he probably told his wife he never wanted to happen. Something that she definitely didn't want to happen. Paul, do you think countries should take a harder military approach to poachers since they contribute to the extinction of animals? I think that countries that have those animals in them that are on the brink of extinction, the African elephant, the rhinos, gorillas, pandas, I think they should take an absolutely aggressive stance in protecting those animals from poachers. Absolutely. And in a lot of countries they do. I mean, we just covered a story about some dudes that got shot in fucking Kenya for trying to poach elephants. I mean, there are people out there stopping this, and I think there should be more because it's still happening. But absolutely, dude, I definitely think those animals should be preserved. Yeah, still loving The Sopranos. I'm about halfway through season 5, so season and a half to go. And I'm really liking it, man. Just every episode has kind of got, I don't know, they're so surprising. I love how layered the episodes are and how each episode builds upon itself to a final culmination. I watched the episode last night. It's kind of a slow episode. Not a lot of violence or sex in it or anything. But it's the episode where Tony and his sister goes to an anger management course. She goes to it and she's talking to Tony early on in the episode. She's like, oh yeah, it's changing my life. You know, I got all this anger inside of me and I've let that go and I'm just happier now. And he's like, I'm really happy for you. And he's actually considering going and doing the anger management shit himself because he too is a giant hothead. And at the end of the episode, he gets fed up with her bullshit and her pretense. He sees through it. He sees that it's a pretense. And so he picks a fight with her and forces her to lash out violently against him. And then he smiles and walks out of the room and walks down the road. It's like he taunted her into convincing him that he didn't need therapy either. Because it wasn't working for her, it's not going to work for him either. And he's happy about that. I don't have to do that anger management shit. I can just keep punching people in the face for no reason. I love that show, man. It's so great. That whole show builds to that moment, you know. All the anger management courses and talking with his therapist about it and her going and watching her and how she interacts. It all builds to this, like, I'm your brother. I see through this pretense and I'm going to prove it. Picks a fight with her at the dinner table. She threatens to fucking kill him. And he just grins and walks away. I fucking love that fucking show, man. It's so good. I want to get a framed print of that Tony Soprano with Pie Oh My, man. Tony standing there in front of his horse with his brandy glass and shit. Dude, I want that. I don't want the Napoleon version, though. I want the actual version. But yeah, it's really good. I'll probably finish it in the next week or two. Fox News said that police want weed legalized and they will gain the most from it. I'm sure cops are tired of busting people for a dime bag of weed too. I'm sure most cops don't like that. But the problem is that a lot of funding for their police department is given to them based on the arrests that are made of petty drug offenders. So, for the most part, police unions are very much against the legalization of marijuana. They fight it tooth and nail because they realize that in order for there to be a need for more police officers, we got to create an impetus for them to be out there, and we got to have numbers showing that they're out there stopping crimes. And there's so many weed busts that happen that, you know, when those numbers go away, people are going to start asking, well, why do we need so many cops? Why does this funding need to be so high? So they're fighting tooth and nail. They're fighting fucking tooth and nail. Love you, bud. Long live Xinjiang. Yeah, cool. The surreal dream scenes are great. Yeah, I love the dream scenes in The Sopranos. They're just, I don't know, it's just a fucking phenomenal show, man. I mean, it really does, all of these characters, you spend so much time with them. And you're privy to so many of their very intimate, private moments. And shows like that oftentimes just get boring for me, and this one doesn't. This one does not get boring. Season 3 was the worst season, in my opinion. It just was slower than the other seasons. But season 4 opens with such a huge bang and then just becomes this great fucking season. I don't know. It's just a fantastic show. I'll be right back. What? Going inside, bud? You want to go inside, or you just want to go inside? I'm going inside. That's what it is. You want to be where I am. My little buddy, you know that, Dynor. You know you're a fucking pain in the ass. You're my little friend. My little shadow, man. Little Dynor. My fuzzy buddy. My fuzzy best friend. My little fur buddy. Oh. Crazy little motherfucker. Dude, a few weeks ago, something happened with Dynor. I felt so bad. It was like late at night or something, and it was dark. It's really dark upstairs where where Ashley and I's bedroom is at, and my office is at. Really dark. And I don't like turning on the lights up there because they're really bright when you turn them on. So I was making my way across the room from my office to our bedroom in the dark. And Dinor was with me because he had been chilling in the office with me all night. So he's following me. We're about to go to bed. And I open the door, and he's so quiet when he walks. His feet are so soft on the bottom, and it's carpeted up there. I can't hear him. So I open the door, and usually he runs right in. And so I open the door. I let him in, so I thought, closed the door behind me, and fell into bed and immediately lapsed into a coma. I was exhausted, so just passed out. Woke up the next day. I was like, what the fuck? Where's Dinor? I'm looking around the room, looking under the bed and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This is weird. I open the door, and he's curled up in a ball right outside the bedroom door with his eyes, just the sad Dinor eyes looking at me like, what did I do, man? Why'd you lock me out of the room, man? What did I do? Poor dude. I was like, oh, buddy. Buddy, it was an accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Poor Dinor. Poor boy. Poor boy. Got locked out. You don't even remember it. You don't even remember it now. But you were so sad. You were so sad. You thought you'd been a bad boy. But I just didn't see you. It was too dark. I didn't see that you didn't go in and you didn't make a wimp noise. You just laid down. What's the funniest thing one of your pets has ever done? I like that story about my dog Freckles. Dinor, go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. My dog Freckles, when I was growing up, my mom and stepdad had a dog named Freckles, who was a Cocker Spaniel. He was a rescue. And he was a pretty lovable dog, but he was known to just be really stupid as well. So he was not a very smart dog. And he was weird and quirky because he was a rescue. So before he was rescued, he was abused. So he would, you know, I don't know. He was kind of standoffish to people, but I loved him. Everybody loved him. And he was known for eating things, including underwear. His favorite snack was undies. And he would eat the crotch out of, like, any of the girls. If they left a pair of their panties around, he'd go and they'd come back and find them, and the entire crotch of the panties would just be a hole where he'd just eaten, like, anything that had body odor on it, he wanted to eat. He'd eat the armpits out of shirts. He would eat the crotch out of my underwear constantly. Like, I'd leave a pair of fucking boxer briefs on the ground, and I'd go put them on, and my dick and balls would be out in the fresh air because the whole crotch and ass of my underwear, right? So he was known for this. So you had to be careful, never throw your underwear on the ground when fucking Freckles was around, because he would, you know, wait till you weren't looking, grab them, go somewhere where you wouldn't see him, and just eat them. So one day, Freckles walks into the room and he's whining. He's like, I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like all agitated, and he keeps like trying to sniff his butt and shit, right? He's like, and I'm like, what the fuck is up, man? So I go over there to him, and I look at his ass, and there's something hanging out of his ass. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I'm looking at it, and I couldn't tell what it was at first because it was all stained and shit. So I go in the kitchen and I get a flashlight, and I get him to calm down, and I shine it right on his ass, and it's like a loop of something. It's like a loop. And it took me a while, but I'm looking at it and figured out what it was. It was a waistband to a pair of one of my underwears. Like the rubber waistband thing at the top of the underwear. A loop of it was hanging out of his butt. So I went and got a rubber glove out of the kitchen, and I hooked my finger through the loop and then just kind of held it there. And he was like, trying to get away, and he kept moving forward, and a little bit of it would come out until eventually the whole fucking loop of waistband came out of his fucking ass. And then he just wandered off, and I was left to deal with the memories of pulling that out of his ass for the rest of my fucking life. Gross. Gross to the nth degree, dude. Freckles was a weird dude. He would get a boner when you were eating ice. So if you ever had like a cup, you know, a cup of ice and you were crunching on ice, which I do a lot, you would always look over and Freckles would be sitting there with a big giant red rocket just looking at you. Because you got ice. I have no idea, dude, why that is. Freckles was pretty retarded. He was not the smartest dog. I mean, he was definitely like Dinosaur level retarded. Just not a smart man. Not a smart man at all. I don't know, man. Whatever. Yeah, ice got him hard. He just like, you know, somebody eating ice was just, that was his thing. You ever suspected one of your pets was gay? Freckles. It was kind of a joke around the house that Freckles was gay. Now, I never saw him interact with another dog in a gay way, but Freckles, I definitely, like, if any of my dogs have been gay, it was him. For sure. Squeaks is gay for fucking TJ. Holy fuck. Like, he loves everybody in the house, and he does this to everybody. Like, he'll come perch up on you when you're sitting and just start licking your face. But TJ, like, if TJ's in the room, that's the one he wants to be doing it to, man. He is gay as fuck for TJ. He wants to fucking clean the inside of TJ's mouth with his tongue, man. Who isn't gay for TJ? That's true. You got a good point there. I want to clean the inside of your mouth. No, that's gross. I had a girlfriend's dog swallow a condom I tied off and threw on the ground after sex. I had to follow him around for 3 days to make sure he passed it. That's gross. Yeah, I need to get a tapeworm, man. That's what I need. Want to buy tapeworm egg. What do? Do you just swallow it? You just swallow the larva or whatever the fuck? Yeah, I want to buy tapeworm larva, because then I could eat whatever the fuck I want. I'd still get skinny. And once I reached the skinny point, I just go into the fucking doctor and have the tapeworm taken out, you know? Have it killed and taken out. Was your first time getting laid awkward? Kinda, but it was way less awkward than a lot of stories that I've heard. I've told it before. It went down like this. So I didn't lose my virginity until I was almost 19. In fact, I might have been 19. It was either just before my 19th birthday or just after. I don't really remember exactly what the timeline was, but whatever. I didn't lose my virginity till then. And I lost it to a chick that was 21 at the time, 22, 2 or 3 years older than me, very experienced. And my dad, at the point whose house I was living in, had a hot tub outside. So we were chilling in that hot tub. She straddled me. We started to kind of fuck in the hot tub, but it wasn't working. So she dragged me out of the hot tub and threw me down on the bed and basically rode me. So yeah, it was a little bit awkward. Didn't last very long, but we fucked another 3 or 4 times that night too. You've got stamina. Like, you've got stamina at you know, at fucking 18, 19. So it got better. But yeah, the actual act of losing my virginity, it was nothing spectacular, but it wasn't all that embarrassing. It was pretty cool. I'm glad I you know, I waited and did it with like a chick that knew what she was doing. That helped a lot. Because if we'd, you know, both been virgins or something, it probably would have been way worse. Probably would have been way worse. Gayest moment? Kissing Pimp Monk, probably. Kissing Pimp Monk or kissing TJ, both of which happened for the drunken peasants. Probably my gayest moment. Dude, she had some positions, dude. She used to do this one she called Crab, which was fucking amazing because it gave you the best view ever. It was like porn, but being in it, you know? Crab is basically this. The dude lays on his back, right? And props himself up on his elbows. So he's kind of leaned forward. So your legs are out in front of you, right? The chick, then, it's so hard. You have to look it up, dude. It's so hard to explain. Like, the only reason she was able to pull it off is because she was thin. Like, you know, like, if both of the people involved are fat, this position is not gonna fucking work. It's just not gonna fucking work. Ashley's feeling a little weird. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm talking about positions, but whatever. It was just a weird position. Like, the first night I ever fucked, I fucked in the position called the crab. And once again, the dude is on his back, kind of propped up on his elbows and leaning forward. The chick gets on her back facing you and then spreads her legs and kind of moves towards you. So she's facing you. She's got her legs over you and she fucks you like that, but she can't do that without her legs being wide open and you're up on your elbows. So you've got like I said, dude, the porn shot view. Crazy. Acrobatic shit, dude. Can't hang with that. Can't do that shit. A fan of shower sex? Not really. I mean, it's fun sometimes, but water usually interferes in things. Like, trying to fuck in a pool is not an easy thing. I've done it. But it's kind of hard because, like, pool water gets up in the vagina and that fucks with the lubrication, so it feels like off, you know, and it's cold usually. So it gets, yeah, it gets kind of, the friction gets off. I've done it. I've fucked in water and gotten off in water before, so but it's just not my favorite place to do it. You ever put a screwdriver in your asshole? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's pretty good. Whoa, get out of here, you crazy moth. You crazy fucking moth. Nope. I've never fucked a woman while her husband was at work and her kids were in the living room playing PS4. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Drinking Pedialyte helps with bigger loads. Why do you need bigger loads? I never got that. Like, what's the deal with bigger loads? I don't know. Like, I guess for porn stars it's important, but what is, like, does anybody else care about the size of their load? I guess maybe if you do nothing but, like, a little sprinkle, that might, yeah, like, that would be a beta load. Like, if all you get is, like, one little sprinkle or one tiny little jet, you know? Yeah, that would be kind of a beta load, but who does that? Who's got that problem? You know? Don't most people got a pretty respectable load? A beta load, dude. A beta load, what the fuck? What the ever-loving fuck, man. Do you like enemas? This town needs an enema. Has TJ ever genuinely offered to have sex with you? Nope. My load varies. Sometimes it's light, sometimes it's heavy. It's like a period, but without any cramps and instability. That's nice. I mean, yeah, dude, if you don't get 2 or 3 ropes, then you're really not busting a nut, you know? But that, I don't know. I don't think that ever happens for me. Like, I at the very least, you know, blow a 2-roper. Yeah, the rope master, dude. A quad rope? I mean, I've done it. I've had a quad rope But I don't know, dude. Octo rope, holy shit, dude. Now that's, I mean, I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure there's porn out there of somebody busting the octo rope, dude. But goddamn. Awesome combo. Triple combo. Ultra combo. Deca rope. Yeah. Now we're getting crazy. There's no such thing as a deca rope, man. Nobody's ever blown a deca rope. The mythical deca rope, dude. Never ever has it happened. Bitches love ropes, dude. Like, there's a few chicks in here. Do you guys like the ropes, dude? Are ropes good? I'm online friends with this poet guy. He writes this crazy poetry stuff. He goes by the name of Fetus Commander. He wrote a poem once that I'll never forget. The first stanza of it is, many a hose exposed herself and swallowed a ropey load, but nary a hose flashed half as hard as the famous Mr. Toad. What did Ashley say? I missed it. The more the better. There you go. Well, there you go. Confirmed. Women love the ropes. You ever seen those guys who inject stuff into their balls and just rope for 10 minutes straight? What the fuck? Is that a thing? That sounds horrible. That sounds horrifying, man. Ropes are overrated. Whoa. God damn. Let's just, hey, can we calm down? Can we calm down? Jesus. You're gonna be a little rapper and rap about how many ropes you got? Yeah. How many ropes, dude? How many ropes does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? Little cum rope. Rope around my neck. Rope on your chest. Yeah. Rope on my neck, rope on your chest, yeah, rope on my neck, rope on your chest, yeah, rope on my neck, rope on your chest, yeah, rope on my neck, rope on your chest, I'll blow rope, little rope, little rope. Lil rope, dude. Little rope. Rope gang. Rope gang, rope gang, rope gang, rope game, rope game, rope game, rope gang. Spent 12 racks on a new chain. Blew a rope in your mama's poontang. Team rope. Team ropey load, dude. The notorious ROPE, yeah. Oh shit, dude. D-rope, 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 D-rope. $100 on my wrist, 80 on a brick. Load pump, blow a load all up on your bitch. D-rope, 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 D-rope. 100 on my rope, 80 on my rope, 100 on my rope, 80 on my rope, D-rope, D-rope, D-rope. S-jizzit. Lil rope. Boom, boom. Poontang. Rope tang. Rope me. Rope me. Rope me, my friend. Go, get it. Alright, hand me the slobber thing again, and I'll throw it again. Go get it. Splooge pock? What the fuck? Alright, it's gone too far. It's gone too far, dude. Rope doggy dog, dude. Rope doggy dog, dude. What the fuck? Shaggy two ropes. Oh god. I'm gonna fucking die, dude. Shaggy two ropes. Oh god. Oh, oh man. Shaggy two ropes and violent spray, dude. Oh shit. Oh fuck me, man. That's just it. It's over, man. Oh no, man. Old dirty roper, get out of here, dude. Get out of here, dude. Oh man. Shaggy two ropes. Yeah, dude, ropealos, dude. What is a ropealo? Oh fuck, man. I can't hang with this shit. Get down. Get down, back up. Shit. Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. Never had a conversation about rope this long before. I'm telling you, man. If you explore things, sometimes you find the funny at the center. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Yeah. I graduated magna cum laude from Ropeford University, dude. Magna cum laude. Alright, I'm done. It's not gonna get any better than the rope, so we gotta go. I'll see you guys later. Bye.